For more than Bushra Khalidi joins us on the program. She is the humanitarian policy lead at Oxfam International in Ramallah. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
So could you first perhaps just start by reminding viewers, paint a picture of what life looks like specifically in northern Gaza now?
It's harrowing. It's hell on earth. There are no more words to describe what Gaza is like, in particular in the northern part of Gaza, where people have been besieged, attacked relentlessly. We can't even count. There is, full-on starvation. We don't even know how many people are dying from starvation because these people are not reaching the hospitals, whatever is left of hospitals in the north. Bodies are being carried on donkey carts. We even saw people pulling a cart with full with bodies. It's just one massacre after another. With a complete erasure of what we knew to be Beit Hanun, Jabalia, Bitlahiya, which were the agricultural kind of basket of Gaza. When you entered, you would see farmers, in their fields when you entered Gaza through those areas. And now that has been entirely decimated. People are still there. People, have their relatives that can't walk, for example, their, elderly parents that will not leave their homes because they know that there's nowhere safe to go. It's just absolute horror. And the fact that we have an entire Palestinian civilian population enduring this and nobody's doing anything to stop it, it's absolutely unacceptable and horrific and shameful.
Time and time again, we have seen Israel carry out strikes on schools, sheltering the displaced, on refugees, sheltering the displaced, on health facilities, sheltering the displaced. Are there any safe places left for Gazans to go? I mean, I know this is a question that's been asked for several months now, if not for the entire duration of the conflict. But where can Gazans today go?
Absolutely nowhere. And that's why people in the north are not choosing to leave to go to the south. They've been told to evacuate by the IDF and they've decided not to go. Why leave my home to go die in the south of either starvation or disease? I'll die of starvation or a bomb or of disease in my own home, in whatever little dignity is left for these people. So no, there's no safe place in Gaza. We've said it from the beginning. It's a tiny strip of land. There's nowhere to go. The amount of collateral damage that has been created and caused by Israeli airstrikes, relentless ones, systematic ones, has caused absolute devastation. And as we've said, there's not one little corner of safety in Gaza. Even this, what Israel calls a humanitarian safe zones is not a safe zone where people are hungry, either surviving on a few cans of beans or fava beans, or have no access to medical facilities. I mean, they're living in utter filth. If anybody knew Gaza before, you would know that, yeah, people were dependent on aid because of Israel's, 17-year siege on the Strip before the 7th of October. But nobody went to bed hungry. Nobody was homeless.
You are a humanitarian worker, of course. How have Israel's limits on humanitarian aid to Gaza affected your work? What leeway do you still have now at this point to get vital assistance to those who need it?
So there's been only, I think there was 2 trucks entered by the World Food Program, which is honestly to the northern Gaza governorate, which comprises of Beit Lahiya, Beit Hanun, and Jabalia. And I think in November up to now, there's about 80 trucks that have entered Gaza, which is, it's a farce. And this is a farce of a humanitarian response. And we have been, instrumentalized and used in order to find solutions. We are not the solution to the problem. We will support whatever solution comes to this problem. But the root cause of this issue is Israel's relentless airstrike, Israel's siege on Gaza, and Israel's military occupation on the occupied Palestinian territory. Once those are removed, then we can talk about a genuine, principled humanitarian response. Right now, every single aspect of our work is daily restricted, and our hands are entirely tied at the whim of Israel's bureaucracy and policies of collective punishment. So we have no leeway. We have to try to deliver whatever we can when we can. So we were lucky enough to be able to get a few trucks into the north, but this is nowhere what what our ambitions would be. We need to be seeing thousands of trucks enter 24/7 into the Strip and out to support this vulnerable, isolated, ostracized civilian Palestinian population that has been under relentless bombardment for almost 400 days. I mean, until when? When does this stop?
Bushra Khalidi, that is unfortunately all we have time for. But thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.